The moonlight spills across your duvet like spilled milk, casting long silver shadows that seem to dance in the quiet of the night. You lie still, breathing in the scent of cedar and laundry detergent, feeling the weight of the day lift from your shoulders. Then you feel it. That familiar heavy warmth. It is a slow rhythmic pressure settling at the foot of your bed, a silent anchor in the darkness. You shift and a soft sigh escapes them, a sound that vibrates through the mattress and into your very bones. You think you know why they are there. You think it is simply the lure of the soft fabric or the lingering heat of your presence. But there is a language in the way they claim their territory. A secret geography of the heart. They are not merely finding a place to rest their tired limbs. They are anchoring themselves to your life, navigating the currents of your shared existence through the simple geometry of a curled up frame. Beneath the surface of that heavy rhythmic breathing lies a map of ancient instincts, a silent dialogue that has persisted through centuries of companionship. It is not just sleep. It is a vigil. You suspect you understand their reasons, but the truth is woven into a much deeper history than comfort alone. Stay with me until the end, when we uncover why a sudden midnight shift from the mattress to the cold hardwood floor is a signal you must never ignore. It is the one silent conversation that changes everything. You look at them and see a desire for luxury. The plushness of the duvet, the gentle indentation of the pillows, the curated comfort of your sanctuary. It is easy to label their choice as an indulgence, a simple preference for the softest spot in the house. But to view your companion through the lens of mere creature comfort is to miss the architecture of their devotion. When they curl into a tight circle against your shins, they are not seeking a mattress. They are seeking a perimeter. Even in the deepest reaches of their slumber, they remain tethered to your heartbeat. That weight pressing against your legs is a deliberate, calculated alignment. They are positioning themselves to act as a buffer between you and the unseen world. When the house settles and the floorboards groan, they are the first to filter the noise. They are not just resting, they are monitoring the threshold. Their presence is a quiet defiance of the darkness. They choose the bed not because it is soft, but because it is the center of the world you occupy together. Your scent is their anchor, and the proximity to your skin is their way of mapping your pulse. When they press against you, they are confirming that you are still whole, still breathing, and still anchored to them, just as they are anchored to you. They are not sleeping. They are keeping the watch. There is a subtle, almost invisible science to the way they select their spot, a biological programming that dictates where they feel safest and most useful. Think of it as a spatial frequency. When they hover near you, they are essentially plugging into your autonomic rhythm. Researchers have observed that when dogs sleep in close contact with their human, their heart rates synchronize. It is a physiological resonance that defies simple explanation. They adjust their internal clock to yours, dampening their own restlessness to match the quiet cadence of your breathing. This is not just companionship, it is in biological communion. If you find yourself touched by this, consider keeping these stories of the heart alive by following our journey. Every small daily ritual they perform is a window into a mind that has evolved entirely for the purpose of understanding you. They are masters of your atmosphere. They feel the shift in your posture before you're even aware of it yourself. When you are troubled, their breathing changes. When you are peaceful, they go limp, a sign of profound, absolute trust. This is the science of the soul, rendered in fur and heat and soft, deep breaths in the middle of the night. It is a tether that no distance can truly break. There is an ancient ancestral rhythm to this. Deep in their lineage, the pack relied on proximity for survival. To be alone was to be vulnerable, a whisper in the wind that could be snuffed out by a predator or the biting cold. By tucking themselves against your side, your dog is reverting to the safety of the pack, even if that pack is now just the two of you. They are not just sleeping, they are participating in a ritual that has been repeated by their ancestors for tens of thousands of years. They choose your bed because in their mind it is the den. It is the core of the territory. They feel the weight of their duty to stay alert, yet they trust you enough to drift into the vulnerable state of dreams. When they press their back against yours, they are engaging in a maneuver of a mutual protection. They are exposing their most vulnerable side to you, the one area they cannot see, knowing that you will watch it for them. It is an act of total, unadulterated vulnerability. They are saying without a single sound that they entrust their safety to your awareness. It is a heavy burden they share with you, a silent pact of protection that turns your bedroom into a fortress of quiet, unwavering love. They are wired to serve, to stand guard, and to find the place where their presence creates the most stability for the person they cherish most. Consider the many ways they position themselves, each a distinct note in a silent melody of intent. Observe the pillow stealer, that insistent presence who wedges their head exactly where yours should be. This is not defiance, it is a desperate attempt to saturate their senses with your scent. By claiming your pillow, they are bathing in your identity, keeping you close even when they drift into the deepest sleep. They want to be the first thing you breathe in when you wake, a sensory bridge between your subconscious and their reality. Then there is the between the legs tuck, an endearing, almost desperate retreat. This is a vulnerability reflex, a return to the safety of the puppy den. They are physically wrapping themselves in your limbs to feel the heat of your core, seeking the same reassurance they once found in their mother's body. It is a primal expression of needing to be enveloped. Then you have the back-to-back press, perhaps the most noble of all positions. They align their spine with yours, a physical radar system. They aren't trying to hog the space, they are monitoring your every exhale. If you startle, they are the first to wake. If you shift, they adjust without thinking. They are the sentries of your unconscious mind, holding the line while you wander through your dreams. These are not merely postures, they are affirmations of a bond that transcends the limitations of words. Each position is a specific shade of devotion, calibrated perfectly to the needs of the night. Think of how they have reshaped their own nature to mirror yours. Have you ever noticed how they mimic your mood? If you are anxious, they grow restless, pacing the room or pressing closer, as if trying to push their own calm into your frantic spirit. If you are heavy with grief, they grow unusually still, their presence a silent velvet weight that sits with you in the dark. They are like a mirror, reflecting back not just your image, but the state of your heart. They have spent years observing the micro-expressions of your face, the specific way your posture slumps when you are exhausted, the way your breath hitches when you are stressed. They have learned to anticipate your needs before you have fully formed a thought. They do not just inhabit your space, they inhabit your emotional landscape. They have become a custom-fitted piece of your life, molding themselves into the gaps you didn't even know you had. This is the intimacy of a lifetime spent in close observation. They know the rhythm of your sighs, the specific frequency of your laughter, and the way you settle into the blankets when you are finally truly safe. They have made themselves an extension of your own nervous system, an external heart beating in time with yours, solely so that you never have to navigate the weight of existence entirely alone. They know things you do not. There is a deep, primal wisdom in their senses that operates on a frequency far beyond our reach. They can smell the shift in your chemistry, the subtle change in your sweat or your breath that signals a spike in cortisol or a drop in blood sugar. They know when the air in the room changes, when you are fighting an illness before you feel the first fever, or when you're carrying a hidden weight of sadness that you haven't yet dared to speak aloud. They are the silent witnesses to your private transformations. When they rest their head on your chest, they are listening to the rhythm of your internal world. They can feel the turbulence of your stress in the vibration of your ribs. It is not something they can explain, but it is something they can absorb. They take it from you, absorbing your anxiety into their own bodies, trying to process it through the simple, steady act of sleeping. They are our keepers in ways we are only beginning to understand. They stand at the edge of our consciousness, acting as a buffer against the unseen, the unknown, and the overwhelming. They don't need to understand the source of your pain to want to soothe it. They only need to know that you are in need. Their entire existence is a study in devotion, a commitment to your well-being that is as absolute as it is silent. But there is a moment when the pattern breaks. A moment that stops your heart in the dark. When the dog who usually anchors you, the one who has spent years pressed firmly against your side, suddenly leaves the bed, they stand, shake off the sleep, and move to the floor, or perhaps to the doorway. It feels like a rejection, a cold snap in the warmth of your room. Your mind races, wondering what you did, wondering if the bond has frayed. But look deeper. This is rarely about you. This is the signal. When a dog who loves your proximity chooses distance, they are often dealing with a physical burden they cannot voice. An aching joint that the soft bed can no longer support, a temperature they cannot regulate, or a silent burgeoning health concern that makes them seek the stability of the hard, cool earth. They are trying to heal. Or it is a reflection of a shift in your household, a spike in stress that you have brought home without realizing. They feel the tension in the walls, the electricity in your air, and they move to the floor to manage the energy, to keep watch from a distance because the closeness has become too saturated with your unspoken worry. Do not turn away when this happens. Do not feel the sting of what you perceive as distance. Instead, go to them. Find them on the floor. Bring your quiet presence down to their level on the hardwood in the cool air. It is a pivot point. A moment where the old language of protection changes, and you are called to listen to what they cannot say. You see them now, not just as a pet, not just as a companion, but as a mirror, a watcher. A soul that has spent its entire life learning how to hold you, how to steady you, how to heal you with nothing but the weight of their own existence. The way they breathe. The way they press against your spine. The way they move to the cold, hard floor when the world becomes too heavy for you to carry alone. It is all one long, continuous sentence of devotion. They are the guardians of your nights, the keepers of your secret hurts. When you wake in the morning and see those half-open eyes, remember that they haven't just been sleeping. They have been keeping the world at bay for you. They have been waiting for the moment you open your eyes so they can begin the work of the day all over again. Be slow with them today. Be gentle. The weight of their love is the softest, most enduring anchor you will ever know. They are right there. Exactly where they need to be. Exactly where you need them. And in the quiet of the morning, when the sun finally touches their fur, just breathe. They are with you. You are never ever truly alone.